In this lecture, you will learn how to pass in collection type data, how to pass a list and how to return back a list from lambda functions. To do that, we'll create one more lambda function within the same class. Typically, in real-time applications, we only create one lambda function inside a class, and that public function can have other private functions it will use. But just for demonstration reasons, we are using the same class and we'll keep changing the handler. In this template AML, we'll change the function name. The class, the package will remain the same. Only the function we want to be invoked as the lambda function will change. So public, the name of the method is get scores. This guy will return a list of student scores back. Given the student names, which is a list again, it will return a list of integers, which is the test score of students, and the parameter that it will receive is list of names of students names. Hit Ctrl+1 on the list, import from Java util, one more Ctrl+1 to add a return statement which will return null for now. We'll define a map that will hold on to the students data. This map will act as our database. Hash map of type string, the student name, comma, integer, which is his test score. Hit Ctrl+1, assign statement to a local variable, call it student scores. On the left side, you can change this to a map instead of hash map. Ctrl+1, import that. And on the right side, you can take out these types. We don't have to specify them on the right side. Student scores dot put. The first student is always John in most of my courses, and he gets 90 in his test. Copy that, paste it a couple of times. Second student is Bob, always he scores 80, and the third student usually is one of my teammates, say Ahmed, and he scores 100. Ahmed from Egypt, he is my colleague. So we have a map here. Next, we have to iterate through the names that came in and then filter out only those students and send the scores alone. So we are going to write that logic here. So we'll loop through the names that came in. Names dot for each name that came in the incoming request, and we can add our logic in here. We need to return a list of scores back. So create a list right here, new linked list, and on the left side, this is a list of integers. List of integer. This is the matching scores, which is the output that should go back. A new fresh linked list that we are creating, and inside here we add a very simple logic. Student scores dot get. From the map, we are getting the score by passing in the name which we are looping through, and we put it in this list. So matching scores dot add. I'll explain the very simple logic one more time once we finish it. And we return this matching scores, which is a list back. So we have this map of student and his scores, which acts like a database table. What we get is just the name of the student. It could just be John that comes in this list. It could be just John and Bob. It could be John, Bob, Ahmed. So any combination of student names will come in. We are looping through those student names. While looping through, we are filtering, we are checking if a particular name in this is in the map. If it is there, we get that value back. By passing in the name, we get the score back. We are adding it to this list and we are sending that list back. Next step, copy the name of this function, get scores. Go to the template.aml, paste that right there. Get scores is the new lambda function. Go to event.json. We have to pass in an array. JSON array starts with square brackets. Within that, within double quotes, you can pass in the names. Let's see what happens if we just pass John in double quotes. Go back, clear this up, build the project because we have made changes. Once it is done with that, We can execute SAM local invoke and see just the test score. See that? It sends a list back. We have sent it a JSON list just with the name John. Now let's try Bob. John and Bob. Run it. No need to compile it or build it again. And we get both the test scores back. So that is how you can work with list of inputs and list of outputs.